Hello, this is Crypto CJ. It's the trade of the day, the Monday night Zoom, and Bitcoin has just been flat. I mean, flatter than the Kansas plains. I mean, it's just not doing much of anything. A little dip over the weekend, a little bump today, but I'm going to show you a range within a range within another range. Let's go to the Bitcoin chart. Okay, just saw my calendar. So you should be seeing my Bitcoin day chart.
Yes.
Thank you. So this is a range I've had, since June, between 24.4 and 18.4. Made a slight adjustment when we dipped, actually last week. And then I created this range between 18.4 and 20,400. But now we seem to be stuck between 19.6 and 19. So I didn't draw it out, but I guess I probably could. So from right about here, and right about there. So range within a range within a range. Literally, we're trading about $600 range on Bitcoin, which is tiny. It's wee. It's very little. And looking at the news, there's not much going on there either. So I'm using this time to tinker with some different approaches. I was talking a little bit earlier before we jumped on the recording. Hey, show us the trade you were talking about. So, well, it's something I've been using for maybe 10 days. So it's not something I'm comfortable in sharing yet, but it's not radically different than what I've talked about before. So
anyway, CJ, just how about a comment about the volume? Because the volume actually looks quite good.
Volume is pretty good. The whales have been coming in defending this 19,000 position when it's dipped. We talked about that a few times over the week. So let me get rid of this. Yeah, volume's pretty good here. So
that's really strange with that amount of volume and such little movement.
It should lend to more volatility, but it's not. So people are just jumping in when it drops, and then people are taking small profits, after like a 0.5% or 1%. They're scalping. Anyway, it's very strange. I haven't really seen anything like this in my 3 years as a trader. So something's got to give soon, or we'll just be in consolidation for a while. But we don't usually consolidate this long. And people are all over the place. If you go on YouTube and see what the talking heads are saying, some people think we're going to drop down to 12K, 10K, 8K. Some others are saying this is the bottom and we're due for a bounce. I've been saying we're due for one more dip, maybe below 18K, and then a bounce from there. But anyway, we all have our opinions. I'm not sure if one's any more or less valid than anyone else's. So anyone else care to throw out what your opinion is or prediction is for Bitcoin?
No.
You cowards, come on.
I just at a point where I'm just at a total loss. I just totally bewildered by everything at the moment.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your candor. I probably feel the same, but let's check out Ethereum. It's pretty similar. I forgot to extend this, but it's still in the same range between 1,000 and just under 2,000, and then another range within a range here at sorry, I should have drawn this in before we got started. Right here around 1375. I think we talked about this on Friday.
Gosh, you're on the day chart. That's a long time at that narrow range, isn't it?
It is. That's why it's something I've been emphasizing. Right about here at 1275, between about 1350 and 1275, only $75 difference in this range since for a month. Volume not as strong as Bitcoin, but not terrible either. So it's just a lot of this. And that's almost too narrow of a range for, I mean, I like ranging markets. I'm a day trader. It works for me. But when the range is this small, you can get burned.
Well, you barely cover your fees.
Yeah, that too.
In that case.
Craig and I were talking earlier about fees on trades, and he had one that looked like a win, but ended up, being a break even or a loss on fees. And I've got one going that has fees I've never seen before, like $50, $60 on just to hold it. So anyway, we'll see. So I guess that's enough whining and complaining. Anyone else care to chime in on Bitcoin or Ethereum in the market overall?
Just to me, that's amazing, that range, that short range that we're looking at. It's like, wow, that's going on for some time.
It has. Yeah, I've never seen that before. I mean, here's another range back in June, to July. It's about the same time frame. You can see it's double the size.
Right.
That's from 1260 to 1,000. So that's $250 range. All right, well, let's see if we can try to make some money in this market. Let's go over to Altcoin Alert and see if it has some trades for us. Okay. I'm on Altcoin Alert, Altcoin Radar. Easy mode is off. I've got all the information. I usually start with a sort of the AA score. I did this about an hour ago, and these are 3 tokens I've barely heard of. I looked at them, and either the volume was poor, or they were on exchanges I never use, or vice versa. So I'm excluding all of those. These just popped in, Neo and Bella. I've traded these a couple times in the past. Well, shoot, I was going to show you Atom. Did I pass it? Search for it. All right, Atom is bullish, 74.6. Bearish on all these levels. But again, the AA score is telling us there's a 74.6% chance that this coin will go up 3% in 48 to 72 hours. So as day trader, that tells me I got 48 hours before this makes a move. Assuming that timing is precise. So let's go ahead and check out Atom. And this is something I'd probably spot trade. I like this project, so if it goes against me, I probably just keep it for a while. But we'll look at it as a day trade. On the 5-minute chart, turn this off. We are at the top of the Bollinger Band, but there's not much distance. I mean, you saw the tight range we're in Bitcoin. It's even more so on these smaller time frame charts. So we don't even have a percent between the Bollinger Bands. Super tight, super squeezy. Not the greatest entry. I'd rather see a dip sequence like this. 1, 2. Didn't really have a third dip. Not sure if I would have taken that or not. So if you want to put a price alert, this area right down here, the 1160 would be a good place to be. We're at 1172 now, so that could drop, to this level tonight. So that's where I would want to do that. As you know, I prefer indicator.
What about a short?
Yeah, maybe. I'm talking longs now.
Oh, sorry.
Usually when yeah, and we'll talk about shorts in a minute, because when I bring up the super trend, we'll consider that as well. Okay, so on the 15, where I like to do my alerts, look at divergence. Craig mentioned a short option, so you could look at bearish divergence. These have done okay, like a little over 1% on this one. That one over 2%. So again, if you're on 5 or 10x leverage, those are good day trades. So that would be one option. On the long side, whether you're using leverage or spot trading, there's a, these did okay after a while. This would have gone against you at first, but then, catch this move up here, 3%. In these conditions, that's a good day trade.
Volume's very thin though on that.
Indeed. Yeah, this one, you'd still be in that one, down about 0.5%. So that's one option. Right click on here, add your divergence. If you're shorting, keep it on negative. If you want to go long, go positive. Once per bar close. There was some questions about my once per bar close choice. That's because I usually have these alerts running all day. So this will go repeatedly. Each time the bar closes with these characteristics, I'll get an alert. So, starting from say midnight, I would have received 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, options to 7 alerts or opportunities to trade. Doesn't necessarily mean I'll make 7 trades. If I get in on this one and these two go off, then I'm still in it. So, I probably would get out somewhere in here and then maybe take it again and I'd still be in it. So that would really only lead to, in these current conditions, 2 trades. Okay. And then the super trend, I want to shout out to Nathan because I did like the suggestion of changing the multiplier. I think the default is 10 and he was using 2 or 3. I put mine on 5 and I'm testing this now. And again, I had a nice trade today on Ethereum on the scalping move that has a similar setup on the super trend. But I have a couple other indicators to confirm, and as you should. You shouldn't rely on just one indicator. But the buy alerts have been pretty good on this. This one goes against, but not very far, 2%. Then you get out here around 3%. So that's pretty good. Hasn't printed a buy alert yet. Still be in this short one here if you took each move, each direction. You get 2.3% on the downside there. This one, probably stay in that and get out around here, around 1.8. Yeah. And then if you don't want to deal with these, and you want to go back to our tried and true MFI and RSI alerts, this one here dipped below 20 and came back. So that would have been a good, good move. This one dipped and came back up here. But it's gone mostly down since then. You'd still be in that trade. Assuming you're using the MFI for this, quick review on how to do an alert. Crossing up. Once per bar close. Oh, I got to put a value here. 20 is the oversold area. We use 30 on the RSI, and I usually put my source here, AA score. So I think I'll go with that one. Okay, any questions on Atom?
Well, CJ, how did you get the buy sell things that showed up on your prior screen?
Okay, it's the super trend buy and sell.
Okay, could have been.
Yeah, so go to your indicators, super trend buy and sell by Guchroth.
Okay,
So
fine. Thank you.
yeah, download that, and then after you do that, I change the settings to 5, and I'm testing this. I think the default's 10. So
Okay. Great, thanks.
Mm-hmm. Okay, any other questions on Atom?
I don't have a question on Adam, but if you go back to the AA chart or page, when you made the decision, you had said that you obviously the AA score was in the 70s and they were all bear signals.
Right.
But you, based on the fact that there was a 3% chance of increase, where did you see the 3%, or where do you get the 3% increase in that?
That's just part of their marketing. So that's what they've said in their Tuesday calls off and on for, the 2+ years I've been in this, is that there's a, and it's not a 3% chance. It's whatever that AA score is. Usually they'll say 74%. I think it was for Atom.
Right.
And a
That
74% chance, like a 1 in 3 or 3 out of 4, chance that it'll go up 3% or more in the next 48 to 72 hours.
Okay, that's what they just have a general
Yeah.
statement, 3% or more. Okay,
Yep.
great. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Adam kind of disappeared off this list. But I was looking at it before
You
before we
searched
got
for it
started.
last
So,
time.
all right, let's
You
see what else we
searched
got.
for it.
What's that?
You searched for it last time.
Yeah, I did, but it was like in the top 10, I think, before when I was doing my prep. But anyway, so let's look at another one. We've got this one, Neo. It's 79.40, so it's almost 80. I believe this is on most exchanges with some decent volume. So let's check it out. Okay. Trending down and then a nice little spike. That's a nice move, 2%. Let's get the bigger picture. Last hour, or on the hour chart. Since Friday, it's had, 12% move, gave back about half. So on the 5-minute, if you want to do really the only support I'm seeing, it's just trending down slowly. It's bubbling a little bit now. Not even 2%, and we've got a bubble. So I'd probably wait for it to get down to maybe 8.15, 8.16 on a price alert. I don't know if this can be shorted. I'm not sure if Neo's on Bybit or not, but or Binance or whatever you guys want to, or KuCoin. It's probably on KuCoin as a spot. Not sure if it's leverageable. So we'll just look at the long option on this one. All right, on the 15-minute chart for our indicator alerts. Yeah, we got, let's look at divergence first.
Yeah, it's available on Bybit.
Okay. It's been around for a while, so I would think so. Nice 8% move there. If you were up Sunday morning at 4:15. And then these alerts were around about 1% there. They didn't do as well. On the MFI, it's like this entry was just before that that divergence I showed you, so that would have been a good one. This one didn't quite get down far enough. This one did, but it's not that great of an entry. You'd still be in that trade. So, divergence on the long side's been so-so. Our super trend. Buy alert here. That's a nice entry. A little later than the MFI, but not bad. And a buy alert just went off 20 minutes ago, though we got a red candle immediately after that. So our confirmation isn't really working for us. 3 out of the 4 indicators I have here going against us. So I'd probably wait a little more on this one. Could do a confirmation on this. You can do, trying to think the best one to do. You could try to scalp something if the MFI goes above the 80. Now, if it goes above that and trends back down, that's something I like to short. But if it crosses up, it can keep going. And we've got some resistance. Let's say we did that. We got in right about here. Got resistance between about 856 and 867, around 3 or 4%. I'm not sure if I'm liking that risk to reward, but if I can only pick up 3 or 4%, and I have to buy going above the overbought area, I'm not sure if that's a risk I want to take. So I'm kind of on the fence on that one. Another option is to set an alert on this and wait for the next cycle. So you add an alert on the buy and trend, buy once per bar close, AA score. So maybe you get something like this. Like this is the buy alert we're looking at now. It just kind of goes, does okay, but not great. You get a sell, which abruptly changes to a buy again. Then you get an entry like this. Probably wouldn't happen till tomorrow, or later on tonight. But I've done that when I miss something, but it's not quite where I want it to be anyway. I'll do that. I'll just let this current alert slide and try to catch the next one. So hope that makes sense. All right, that's about all I have for Neo. Any questions on this? All right, let's look at one more on AA before we go to iCoinPro. So that's the AA score. I also like to sort by long-term sentiment, which is the Twitter data, and or the Elder Impulse daily, which is the technical indicator. And I look for situations where these match. And I usually sort for the one with the smallest number. So Elder is giving me 35 bullish. Long term is only giving me 39. So I'll sort by Elder Impulse. And we've got MATIC here, bullish on both of them. It's down a little bit today. A decent AA score, but this is the information I'm more interested in for this sort. So I've got it up here. Let's check it out. This looks like it's looking like a dip sequence. 1, 2, 3 dip. 1, 2. We're in a second dip here. So you might want to set a price alert around here, around 87, 88 cents. Try to catch that third dip. As you can see here on the MFI and the RSI, it's dipping down on the 15-minute chart. So when it drops below 20 and then comes back up, that would be that's another alert you can set on this. So anyway, I wasn't done with the 5 yet. Yeah, so that's kind of convenient. This is almost a 1, 2, 3 dip. So, and MATIC, I think we all like MATIC, so that's a good one to make a move on. All right, and then our other indicators. Divergence. The bullish one is printing here. It's got 1 more minute to close to see if it's going to trigger and stay. Sometimes that's why we do the once per bar close, because sometimes this will disappear if the chart changes.
What's CCI?
Commodity something index.
Yeah.
But I've seen some traders like it. I think I took it out originally. On this indicator, you can leave in or take out the indicators that you want to consider for divergence. Like I took out, this money flow, OBV. I left in the CCI. So not entirely sure my reasoning on that.
Just having one indicator and one indicator indicating it doesn't make it very strong, does it?
No, but I've seen good results. Like this stochastic here only had one indicator, and that's a great result.
Right. Yeah.
10%. So it's not a deal breaker for me. But when I go to the secondary divergence indicator, this one shows me the number of indicators, and I did take out the one because it was too. I made it 2 and higher because when I had it on 1, it was just too busy. But I actually don't use that very often. So, all right, so that's divergence. On super trend, yeah, that was a good entry there. You can short MATIC if you want, and I hardly ever do. There's a little move down there, 1.4. And neither of these shorts did very well, but the buy did really well. This one you'd still be in, so. And this buy alert from Saturday. It looks mostly sideways, but yeah, you probably would have been in this at least till here, 2% on Sunday morning, so. Okay. Any questions on MATIC? Okay, anything else on Altcoin Alert before we go to iCoinPro? All right, let's go to Altcoin.
I do have one question.
Okay, Nathan's here.
So why do you choose the lesser quantity between the on I can't remember what it's called, the daily and the on the Altcoin Alert?
Choose the lesser.
He's talking about the number of trades between the long-term sentiment and the older impulse daily.
Right. Why do you choose the smaller one? Why not both of them?
Well, I can if probably it's expedient. So I'm looking to find 2 or 3 out of here that I want. That way I don't have to wade through as many. So and these numbers are so close, it's kind of negligible for this situation. But sometimes the sentiment is 80 or 90, and the elder impulse is 14 or something. So.
So the rationale is just so that you're looking at less possibilities?
Right, because I want them to match up. So I know that I can't have more than 35 matches if that's the lowest number. So, and the other example I gave, like between 140 and 14, I know if I go to the 14, I'm just going to find those 14 matches. Whereas if I'm looking at the 140 list, it could take a while to find the 14. It makes sense to me. Maybe it doesn't. I'm trying to explain it, but
No, it makes sense to me.
okay.
I get it. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, iCoinPro. Let's look at the RSI SPY first. Okay, now this will tell me if I sort by the 1-hour RSI. I'm looking for values 30 and below. Instead of looking at individual coins, I can look at this list and then pick the coin from here because it'll tell me something that's dipped below the 30 value on RSI, and then I can set an alert for when it's coming back. We don't have any at the moment below 30. We did have some earlier. LTO was, and I think it was Raven, because I brought Raven up for some reason. but they went away. So we'll look at LTO. It's at 34. It could still dip and drop back into that 30 range. And I've showed you before, it's not, a deal breaker. You can set your alerts, on 35 or higher on that if you want. Let's go ahead and look at LTO. Is that on my list? No. Okay, what's this one been doing lately? Very sideways. Oh, that's interesting. These are trading ranges I put in early 2020. They still are hanging around on this chart. I haven't seen these in ages. Interesting. I thought I deleted all those. All right, blast from the past. On the hour, it's LTO had a jump up here to 21 cents on Saturday, and then a big drop. Well, that was a huge pump, actually.
Yeah, but it didn't come back to previous. It's still up from
It's
where it was
still up from there.
previously.
Yeah. Wow, 200%. That's nuts. Overall trending down on the 5. There's a dip sequence there, sort of. It just mostly just goes down all at once, and then it's more of a dead cat bounce. Which is my least favorite term of art in the crypto space. Dead cat. I kind of like cats. All right, so our entry on, or our price alert would be here right around 89, 90 cents. We're pretty close to that now. So I'm not sure how useful that probably wouldn't be very useful. It just bounced above the SMA line on the 5. So I'll go to my 15-minute chart, look for some indicator alert options. Yeah, divergence. Some of the early bullish ones did okay. This one here, 4%, we like that. This one did not do well. Might have been out. Yeah, I'd still be in that trade. But that was pretty late at night, 11 o'clock. Maybe you catch this one, maybe an early riser, 545. And, there's 2 to 3%. We like that. These two, you'd probably still be in those. Let's see, on super trend. Buy alert there. Neither of these buy alerts have done well. Yeah. It goes up as soon as the alert triggers, it drops again. So not sure about this one. So none of those did well on the long side. On the short side, not bad. I think this one's on Bybit, but I'm not sure. On the MFI, yeah, just none of these did very well. I know about this one. I don't think I'd trade this, but to each his own. None of the long alerts I looked at did very well, and that's looks like the same for the MFI and the RSI as well. This one did okay. Dropped below, came back up. Yeah, getting around 2.5%, not bad. Okay, any questions on LTO?
Nope, I have another question about trading you though. If you go to the far right, do you pay any attention to where they give you the buy or sell signals?
No.
No?
No, I think you're talking about
far right and at the bottom. If
Yeah.
you scroll down,
Yeah.
that one, yeah.
I've never looked at this. I know it's here, but um, yeah. Huh.
I have
That'd be an interesting experiment. Why don't you try it, Annalena, and get back to us.
I do look at it, but I really don't know if it works or not. I haven't decided yet.
Okay. Technical sell.
I
So,
followed it and pretty much I'm always doing the opposite of whatever it says.
okay.
Oh, really? And then if you go
It-
to the very bottom, it will tell you more.
Mm,
Yeah, there's
right, more
it
technicals.
There,
tells
yeah.
you where they're getting all the information from.
Right. An hour or 15 minutes or
Okay.
right, or
Interesting.
day or week.
Huh. I knew this was here, but never really messed with it much.
Okay.
Okay.
If you figure it out, let me know.
Nah, this is your experiment. How about you do it? At this
I'll
point, you know
work
more
on
about it than I do. So,
it.
Annalena Zoom on Thursdays or something. We'll see how you did.
Okey-doke.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, one more on iCoinPro. Let's check out Fear and Greed Index since we're here. Extreme Fear 22. All right, Buddy Coin Crawler. Just telling us what's moving. I like to sort by the average low to SMA. It's a 24-hour low compared to the SMA line. I'm looking for some bigger moves. And this one came up, NULS, NULS. I don't remember what this is, but it's been around for a while, since 2018. I have the chart here. Let's check it out. And this is sort of like LTO. It took a big jump. You know, almost 100%. It gave about, half of it back. And currently going sideways. It's a big, that's 11% though between the Bollinger Bands. That's interesting. This one's intriguing. So got some support here right around 29 cents. And we're 1 penny away from that at the moment. So that might be a good alert to set. The 15-minute chart for our indicators. Divergence. We haven't had bullish divergence in this one since Friday night, and that one did really well. Yeah, that was amazing. Not sure if you'd stay in that long, but I don't know if I'd want to short this. Well, it did kind of, I don't know if you can short it actually. Thinking
It's
out
not
loud
on buy, but
here. Yeah. Super trend. It's got a sell going now. The buy alert did really well. And these all did really well. So super trend's looking good for a buy on this. That's the one I would do. Right click. Add alert. Buy. Either buy or sell once per bar close. And Buddy Coin Crawlers. What I would do on that one. And the MFI alerts did pretty well too. RSI did not dip at all below 30, where the MFI did. Did I change this? No, I didn't. This is still, yeah, these are still the default settings. Yeah, but the MFI dips here, did really well. So that's something to consider as well. All right, any questions on NULS? Or I went a little long, or about 40-45 minutes. Anything about iCoinPro? We only did one of each. on their systems, but this is where I like to find coins that are moving, could be either direction, but yeah, between Altcoin Alert and iCoinPros is where I found probably 3/4 of the coins I trade. So it comes in handy. All right. Well, I'll wrap it up here. If you're watching on the recording, I appreciate that. Please check out the opportunities discussed in the comments below. They help fund the channel. And if you're here for Carbon, please stick around. We'll talk about that shortly.
Thank you, CJ.
All right, thank you.